Hi Aries, welcome to your reading for September 2022. This is going to be for Aries, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Those intuitively guided. You could certainly have plans in the sign of Aries, or maybe you're in love with an Aries. Whatever brought you, I say welcome. I know I'm a couple days late, but remember, time is fluid, so this reading will reach you just when it's meant to. So, all right, we're going to get into your reading now. We have 4 different decks we're going to use. So this is your monthly, and I want to remind you, your monthly is going to be longer. So, you want to dedicate yourself to it, or, I don't know, maybe, if you prefer shorter ones, this won't be it. Okay, so we're going to use 4 different decks. We're going to use our Mother Mary Oracle, get our words of wisdom. That's what we'll begin with. We're going to use 2 different clarifiers to go deep. We're going to go deep in this reading. We're going to use the Tarot of Night. That will be our second layer, our third layer, excuse me. And then our main clarifier will be the Luminous Tarot. We will start your Tarot spread with the Good Tarot, okay? But first, let's go ahead and get some words of wisdom from Mother Mary. While I'm shuffling, I just want to remind you that I do have a membership program, and I know a few of you already belong who are Aries, so welcome. Welcome to everyone, but the membership program has 3 different tiers. Tier 1 is just a thank you. Tier 2, special videos are made for you, plus tarot lessons and other things. And then Tier 3 is all that. And then we do live, we go live, and you can ask anything. It's not like yes or no's. You can ask over and over different questions. I usually try not to put a time limit on that. So that's for the membership program. If you're interested, there's a little join button right below the video. Just click it. It doesn't commit you. It just shows you. But don't think it's going to take anything away from my regular channel. It's not. I'm just going to do more work. So, but I did want to let you know about that. All right. Let's get into Mother Mary. Let's give her a cut. And let's begin. That didn't take long at all. Health. It's interesting because this month I'm getting cards from the Mother Mary deck that I just hardly ever see, and this is another one of them. So let's see what it says. My prayers for healing miracles have been heard and answered. My prayers for healing miracles have been heard and answered. Okay, we'll read that at the end. That's where the words are most profound from the book, by the way. But let's go ahead and get into your spread, and I'm sure that'll also come up. So we're going to use the Good Tarot. Again, everything's pre-shuffled, but I like to give it a couple shuffles with you here too. Let's give them a cut. I told a few of you I finally found my artist, I believe, for the tarot decks that I want to make, that I hope you guys will love. So, I'm sure it's going to take a while, but the process has begun. It's interesting too, because I'm in a personal year 1, which is like the magician, manifesting, and that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm manifesting these cards, this membership program, like these new things are coming to me, and the way to do it, like the availability. So, I'm trying to live within my personal year 1. And if you don't know what that means, I do have, if you go onto my home homepage, you'll see there's all kinds of videos there, past live videos. I feel like we need to know where we were so we can know, what's going on now, and then your personal year numbers are on there, and your life path numbers. Doesn't matter what year they were made, it's always going to be, you're always going to have the same life path number. Your personal year number will change, but it's just going to go up one. So like next year, I'll be a 2 personal year. So check those out, because they're, I do that to try to give you as much ammo as I possibly can. Okay, enough about that. Let's get into your reading. We're going to let the story unfold, and then we'll shuffle with these cards. Okay, let's begin. We have the Queen of Swords, Queen of Air. This can be a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Doesn't have to be. I like how the owl is sitting on her shoulder. It's her wisdom. At least that's what I think about when I think about an owl. The owl's white. I feel like it's divine wisdom. This could be talking about your voice, what you have to say. Well, there you go. The 8 of Pentacles. So some of you, you're literally using your voice, your truth, to create something for yourself, a business. 8 of Pentacles talks about, first of all, it's an 8, so it's a new beginning. But when it relates to your Pentacles, it just can mean that I'm adding in another avenue to what I already do, or it's the beginning of. 8 of Pentacles says, this is a time to put your head down and get to work. And when you do, you move to the 9 of Pentacles, which is success, right? This is also about the willingness. It's funny, I just had a conversation with my daughter about tarot and like the tarot meanings. And, I said, don't think so much about that. And I said, because I feel like the more you do it, the more you learn. Versus like, reading it from a book. So, I have a feeling that conversation plays into this. This is the willingness to be the apprentice, but with the thought of eventually being the master. The master of your own domain, by the way. Well, hello, Star. Card of Aquarius. This is about your hopes, your dreams, your wishes, and this is about manifesting them. We have the 5 of Cups. Interesting. All right. Let's slide these over. Interesting, because the 5 of Cups is, first of all, it's a 5, so it asks for change. What kind of change would it want within the 5 of Cups? Let me bring this lid down. 5 of Cups is normally where my focus is on all that I've lost, right? It's in my emotional house. You can talk about someone that I lost, but my focus, staying focused in that, I don't feel like it would help you manifest what's still out there for you, right? Because in the 5 of Cups, even though it doesn't show it in this deck, there's 2 cups that are waiting for this person. As soon as they're ready, right? As soon as they're ready to take their focus from what I have lost into what I can build. The Star coming right in between that. Now, this could talk about, sure, someone of a past. But let's keep going and find out. All right. We have the Empress. The Empress coming under this Queen. Boy, I have to tell you, if, like you're using your voice, your thoughts, your ideas, your truth in any type of business, I feel a lot of success with that. It's interesting because the Empress is someone who is very loving, very nurturing, very creative. That's what she's all about. But she's also very strong. The Empress is someone who has been through it. You know what I mean? Like she's walked the path of many. And I feel like it's saying, that's your voice. That's your voice. And then creating out of that. we have the Sun. Wow. So you have 3 major arcanas, and they're all beautiful. You have the Star, your hopes, your dreams, your wishes. Again, it's about manifesting. It's about putting your action in to help to manifest them. It's like working with divine, right? 50-50. The Sun, beautiful. Card of Leo, a ruler of Leo. This, when the Sun comes out, it talks about like a brand new day. It is there, it's like there are no illusions when the Sun is out. There's nowhere for shadows to hide, right? Always seen, always known. This is about your inner child. Some of you, this could talk about something that, you've had like on a back burner since you were younger that maybe you couldn't manifest at the time. Maybe you were busy taking care of your family and this and that. But this feels like a new day. This is a brand new day. And it's coming right under the 8 of Pentacles. And again, 8 is a new beginning. The Empress with the Sun. Wow. We have the 7 of Swords. Interesting that would come up right now. So this is like, 7 of Swords is like the thief in the night. Untrustworthy energy. Now, it can also be my own thoughts. I feel like we have to say that. Like, it can be my own thoughts that are sabotaging me at the same time. Because it's coming under the Star. Now, it could relate to an Aquarius for some. Or even a Leo. Really, anybody. But it doesn't kind of fit. It doesn't fit like it's someone. It feels more like, what holds me back. What holds me back from doing what it is I love. Well, hello, Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups coming under that 5 of Cups. Interesting. First of all, with the 7 of Swords right next to that, I feel like there must have been a time in your life where someone was untrustworthy, let's just say. And I don't know, it's interesting because it's almost like do I want to manifest this back? Now, if this is a person, could they have changed? Of course they could have changed because the Sun is right before that. So, if this person was untrustworthy, listen, with the Sun here, I'll be able to see it. I can see it. Like, I can feel it. I'll know it. The Empress, listen, the Empress knows it. It doesn't mean I don't make mistakes or, I don't falter here and there. But I quickly recognize that. So I feel like with the Empress and the Sun, if this is talking about with the Ace of Cups, someone maybe from your past coming back in, it does feel like they have evolved. It does. But I also don't want to negate what I said before, because I feel like if this could also be the energy of creating something that really, truly you'll love. Doesn't mean it won't be hard work, but nonetheless, I feel like you'll love it. Makes your heart sing. We have the Strength card on the bottom of the deck. We have double Leo, by the way. Yeah, it's interesting because this is one of the cards that my daughter and myself were talking about. And she said that the Strength card reminded her of like the lion of the Wizard of Oz. And I said, that's interesting because in a lot of my tarot decks, you'll see the person in the Strength card as half lion and half woman. You know what I mean? This really talks about taming the beast within oneself, taming those thoughts. I have a feeling it's more about the thoughts, or like not holding yourself back because you know, maybe you don't feel like you're going to be good enough or something like, you know, in that type of energy. It's in the bottom of the deck. So I feel like this is energy that you've been overcoming. You know, the Strength card, number one, it's an 8. So again, a new beginning. This is about taming the beast within ourselves. I feel like you must have done that with the Empress coming out and the Sun next to that. I feel like this is all about trusting yourself, trusting your voice, finding balance within yourself. And when you do, I feel like it's kind of like the world opens to you, like the world is your oyster. We have the Empress and the Ace of Cups mirroring each other. And then we have the Five of Cups and this Queen mirroring each other. Okay, well, let's get in deeper. Let's bring in the Luminous Tarot. I think I have that down a little too far. Give them a shuffle. Again, they're already pre-shuffled, but I do it for you. You have 2 8s on the board so far, so you know that could represent 2 new beginnings. You know, maybe again, it could be a new avenue in what it is you create. It could also be a new beginning in love. It could be both. Let's find out. All right, we're going to start at the beginning. When I say that, though, I'm still reading it as a whole. Like, to me, this is your whole story, and so, I don't know. I read it as a whole. Just realize with the star, 17, 7 and the 1 is an 8. So that'd be another 8. Wow. Hello, Ace of Cups again. I mean, Ace of Cups right here. Ace of Cups again. Coming over this Queen. We have the 3 of Wands coming over the 8 of Pentacles. 3 of Wands is about your intention. This is, looking at the world in all that can be, right? Especially coming over the 8 of Pentacles. I think that's really, really good because this really is, I don't know where my ships are at, but I know they'll come in. I know they'll come in divine timing, and that I trust. This is moving into the path. So again, the 8 of Pentacles can be something new, right? That has to do with your Pentacles or your creativity with the Empress right here. But that may be how you make your Pentacles also. I forget what I was just going to say. The Ace of Cups just grabbed my attention again. Oh, 3 and 3. So they're kind of related there, aren't they? We have the 2 of Swords. Interesting. So 2 swords coming over the star with the 7 of Swords below. Listen, I feel like, the 2 swords puts like this doubt before your dreams, right? It puts, it's like she's crossing these swords to try to block something. But it's interesting because I feel like it's not really what she wants to do. It definitely has to do with the 7 of Swords. This could be an Aquarius. Maybe you're going to hear from an Aquarius that at one time hurt you in some way. And then now I have to make a choice. Right? This is about making a decision, but I have a blindfold on. I don't want to make a decision with a blindfold on, right? I want all the truth. Remember, the sun is here, so I don't feel like anything can hide when the sun comes out. With the sun and the stars, I bet we'll get the moon somewhere. Some of you may be asking yourself, should I just let go of someone? Should I just let go of the idea of someone? And only you can answer that question. But I feel like if this is something that, first of all, I'd never tell you to wait around for someone, right? Like, especially if you've been working on yourself, working on your foundation. You know, you want someone whose vibration meets your own or is higher, right? You don't want to lower your vibration to meet another's. Like, allow them to raise their vibration, and if they can't, then maybe they're just not meant to be, at least at that time. We have the Eight of Pentacles. Interesting. So this Five of Cups, this could be, listen, some of you may have lost a job, and, you know, it never feels good, right? And maybe you loved what you did, but this is talking about the ability to create something new. Even no matter what, it's like no matter what you've lost, this is talking about something new that wants to come in. Now, I don't have to accept it, right? I don't have to accept it, but I don't know. I feel like with the Sun here, it's time to take all the blindfolds off and be just completely honest with yourself. I do feel like also there may have been someone that you worked with, and, you know, for whatever reason, maybe ties were severed, and, you know, maybe you think of that person, maybe they think of you, that type of energy. You know, you do have the Ace of Cups under there. You know, I feel like this is a little bit of everything here. I feel like it is talking about love, but I also feel like it's also talking about what you do for a living, what you can do, what you can create. You know, and I want to say one more thing, like, you know, if I keep focusing on what I lost, right, and I'm having a hard time not focus on it, what can I do to help me stop focusing on what I've lost? Well, the Eight of Pentacles would be the perfect energy, because it says work on something in your creative house, something that makes your heart sing. And that will help. You know, time is one thing, right? Sometimes we just need time to overcome, you know, a broken relationship or a lost job or what have you. But it doesn't mean it's the end, right? It's just the beginning of something new. And then, well, look at this. Another 3, first of all. Coming over the Empress is also a 3. Like, here's our balance, I feel like. What am I holding? Well, 3 of Cups, celebration. There's something that feels like it's coming your way that gives you an opportunity to celebrate. Not just that, this is the energy of joy. Something that gives you a reason to be joyful. And I feel like it's coming from yourself. I know we have a couple master number 33s in here also. So it could certainly be relating, you know, like giving you that sign. All right, then we have Justice. Card of Libra. It's interesting because I was going back and forth between should I do you or Libra next. And I just had this feeling you. So, Justice. This is about, first of all, it could be talking about cutting ties, right? It's coming over as a Sun, so I don't really feel, you know, I mean, could it talk about a divorce? Well, Justice can talk about the legal system. But really what Justice is about is making you whole again. Making you whole again. Bringing balance back into your life. Coming over the Sun. That's why I don't feel this is talking about, you know, listen, it doesn't mean that I didn't go through a divorce. It doesn't mean that I didn't have ties that I had to cut that were very difficult. But I feel like if anything, you learned from that, or you had the opportunity, or you have the opportunity to learn from that. Fair and balanced. I don't see anything negative around it, except, well, let's keep going. We have the Queen of Cups. Can be a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. Coming over the 7 of Swords. Well, let's see what comes next to her. we have the Six of Pentacles. All right, so Six of Pentacles is coming next to this Queen. I just kind of wanted to get an idea. For some of you, you know, this Queen, male or female, doesn't really matter. It just means someone who's coming more from their nurturing, loving type of energy. That's what I feel. You know, I feel like the Queen and King of Cups appreciate love. You know, she's not in reverse, but if she was in reverse, I'd be like, okay, then clearly this Queen was someone that I couldn't trust at the same time. She is in the upright, though. It's interesting because she's looking at justice. But her back is to the Six of Pentacles. The Six of Pentacles talks about give and take. It's learning how to give and how to receive, right? And equally. So justice is about balance, right? This is the energy, the Six of Pentacles, of being charitable. This is an energy where sometimes I've got to look at my own self. Like, do I give, you know, like, let's say it's a relationship. Do I give more of myself than I receive back? You know, that's not going to work for too long. You know what I mean? Like, if it's not equal, then I don't know. I don't feel like that would work too long. Now, it doesn't mean that it's something I'd move directly out of, because that could be time. The Six of Pentacles also coming over the Ace of Cups, though. It's interesting because I feel like if this is talking about love, I feel like, well, you know what I want to do? I want to look at this Queen. It's coming over the Seven of Swords with the Two of Swords above it. But underneath that is a star. So I just want to know a little bit more about this Queen, why she's looking at justice. Tell me more about her. Her or him. Tell me more. Tell me more, tell me more. It's interesting how her head is down. Look at this. We have the King of Swords. So we have the Queen of Swords who opened up the reading. Now we have the King of Swords coming over. This feels like it was probably a previous relationship with the Queen and King here. And the star could certainly represent this King in the same breath. But I want to take one more. The Hermit. Okay. Well, I like seeing that. Especially the way it's going to be, like when I put it at the table, it's illuminating this Queen and this King. Card of Virgo, by the way. I feel like this Queen has received some real, how do I say this, like real spiritual epiphanies. I feel like she, and maybe both of them, have more of an understanding of relationships, you know, and how to make them work versus, you know, doing my own thing. It's interesting because I get this feeling that maybe one of these people had thought about or have already cut ties with someone, and this could be that person in the Five of Cups. I do feel like there has been growth. Listen, if this is talking about someone of your past and they're coming back in, you don't have to take them back. It's completely up to you. But the Hermit is coming over. They're really sharing the Hermit's energy. So, you know, the Hermit's, the Hermit, I I feel like is, like, first of all, I feel like first is like going through the dark night of the soul, right? But through that dark night of the soul, I have learned so much valuable wisdom. With that wisdom, I can now shine that light on others. And I feel like some of you, that's exactly what you're doing in a business type setting. But I also feel like this is talking about a relationship here. I want to take one more of that. Like, okay, and I want to ask a question. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go between the Two of Swords and the Queen. And I want to know, is this person someone that we, I hate to say want, is this someone that is good for us? We have the Magician, the Manifester. Interesting, because I feel like for some of you, I do feel like this may be an old relationship. I do feel like time, like I do feel distance of time. Some of you, I feel like you may have gone through a divorce or a separation or a cutting of ties, and it could be between this Queen and King. And I feel like because this Queen of Swords showed up with the Ace, and then we had the Ace over here right beside this King, you know, it's almost like I found someone who's much more like-minded. Now, again, that doesn't mean that this Queen of Cups is out. They could be the same people, right? This Queen may had to reflect upon herself and, you know, or himself, and how they are in a relationship, you know, how they were in a relationship. Do they give, you know, or do they just take? I feel like they have to be on, like whoever this is has to be honest with themselves, because the Sun, it's almost like forces you to be honest. What do I have here? The Magician. So maybe I want to manifest someone back, or someone wants to manifest me back. You know, I don't see a problem in that unless, you know, I think what you just got to look at is, you know, what broke us up in the first place. You know, what issues did we have? Were we able, or are we able to clear them? If the answer is yes, then chances are, because we have so much love on the table, you may move forward with this. But then I feel for others, you know, you may have gone through a separation with someone else, and now someone new is coming in. Even if they're someone old, they're still new. You know what I mean? And I don't feel like it would be the one that I, like, let's say it was a divorce, that I divorced. No, I feel like it's probably would be someone of a younger time type energy. The Magician. Manifesting. I like that the Hermit's there. I think the Hermit gives the Magician even more power. You know, the Magician has the infinity sign above his head, as above, so below. You know, I feel like what we're doing in this lifetime is we're trying to find a way to create our own heaven on earth. I don't know, maybe that's what it's all about. But that in no way means that, you know, I feel like if that's the truth, then we have to go through difficult times so we can appreciate the good times. You know, sometimes a break from someone gives me, you know, the moment that I needed. Okay, I'm going to pick up that. Look at the bottom of this deck. Okay, we have the Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands, Strength card right above it. 8, 7. Seven of Wands talks about, you know, that feeling, and don't forget we have the Seven of Swords too. And by the way, when they're at the bottom of the deck, I feel like this is the energy that wants to leave, right? It has the ability to leave, the ability to overcome, not just, you know, my past, you know, like what it is I'm longing for and that type of thing, but this is also within yourself. Like I often feel 8, or I don't often, I feel 8s are about the self. You know, what I'm doing for myself. Then you have the Seven of Wands about that. So that's a very defensive type energy. Like I feel like I always have to defend myself. or attack after attack after attack. But in the same breath, I feel like some of you, from that energy, and again, I feel like this is the past, from that energy, I feel like it's almost like you've learned so much from it. I feel like you could now be the teacher. Like you could teach the rest of us how not to go through that. Okay. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring in the Tarot of Night. And we're going to go right down the middle. Let's give it a shuffle. Let's give it a cut. Almost like I feel like that card wants to come out. 7 of Pentacles. Interesting. 7 of Pentacles, you know, these are your seed souls of intention. Like this tree is yours. It's like your tree of life, right? I feel like before we come to this earthly plane, I feel like we know, or we have certain, let's just say, bullet points that we want to experience, right? Our soul comes here for expansion, to learn. This is like the classroom. Earth is like the classroom. But again, it doesn't have to mean, you know, I feel like the classroom is temporary, that we're always learning. But it is so that you can create your heaven on earth. 7 of Pentacles talks about patience also. Patience, allowing something to come to full fruition, right? It's like I don't want to pluck that apple until it's ripe. Otherwise, it's no good, right? It's sour. So allowing something to come to full fruition. I also feel like this is like a trust, right? A trust that my seeds will show. Now, and they will show. What you do with them will be up to you, though. That is your free will. But I feel like with the Ace of Cups here, this is definitely talking about, you know, something that is meant to be. And I don't want you to look at this Queen of Swords only as an air sign. I know for some of you it may be an air sign, but I feel more what it's speaking about is your voice. You know, your honesty, your truth. We have the 9 of Wands, but the 9 of Wands is coming in reverse. Okay. Okay, I feel like this is saying, you know, the 9 of Wands, I feel, gives us the ability to look back at our experiences and learn from them. And what we're really learning or gaining are spiritual muscles, right? We're learning how to use our spiritual body with our human body in harmony. This is in reverse. You know, the 9 of Wands is an energy that says don't give up, right? But have reflection of where you've been, so you know where you're going, or you know where you don't want to go. Being in reverse, I don't know. I almost feel like this is someone not trusting their path for some reason. I mean, there can be a million reasons why, right? Especially with the 7 of Swords and the 2 of Swords there. But I feel like nonetheless, you've got to trust. Like, you know, I feel like what this is saying is some have had like a hard life, right? Hard cycles within their lifetime. And the 9 is about reflection, right? But it's a final reflection, so that I can let it go, right? All I'm doing is extracting the wisdom, and I'm letting the rest go. I don't know if you are here. It's interesting. I feel like there's someone out there saying, Sandy, I've been going through a divorce and it has been hell. When will it be over? Well, I don't know, but I think that the more I can let go of how everything must be, right? Like, let me put it a different way. It's temporary energy. It's difficult, but temporary. When it's time to, it's like, don't stick around to fight a fight that's not worth fighting. And I'm saying that because I feel like there's much more for you to discover. So don't get stuck in the, like, I want the couch. No, I want the couch. Let them have the couch. You know what I mean? And I know some people are going to be like, but Sandy, all I mean by that is don't hold on to material things if it's going to stop you from evolving. Okay, see what else we have. 3 of Pentacles. 8 of Swords. Okay, well. Knight of Pentacles, beautiful. And then the Magician again. Now, first of all, I want to say before we come up here, we have the Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles, also a lesson in patience. All good things come to those who wait. And again, it's not about waiting. It's about doing your thing, getting busy in your life, putting your head down and creating something that I feel like, you must have a love for. Doesn't mean it won't be hard work. Doesn't mean it isn't hard work. But it's like what I do, right? It is hard work, what I do. I know some are like, you just read tarot. No, it's much deeper than that. And you're just seeing this part of it. But it's also what I love. You know what I mean? And that's the energy I'm feeling. So the Knight of Pentacles is really the most trusted knight in the deck. So we know that this Knight of Pentacles is bringing us a pentacle. Matter of fact, it's coming over the Empress, and it's also coming over the 3 of Cups, a reason to celebrate. So this knight is giving you that reason to celebrate. When? In the right time. Like, this knight comes at the right time, period. Now, can I help it? Of course you can. Don't have a blindfold on, right? Let go of what needs to let go. Don't get caught in the material, unless you're an 8 life path. Because an 8 life path, you really are about the material world. And I feel like that's what your soul, your soul wants to really manifest, material-wise. But that is what you're here for, amongst other things. So anyways, this Knight of Pentacles is giving you a reason to celebrate. And then look at that. And then the Magician. And I feel like not only is it giving you a reason to celebrate, it's giving you a reason to... It's giving you the ability to manifest, let's say, the life that you truly dream of. Now, again, it may not look exactly like you think, right? Sometimes we lose a job, but then, this is how I got into tarot. I lost a job. I went out and put resumes in, but I lost my job, and I think I was older. And it's interesting because no one wanted to hire me in my field, even though, I had a fantastic resume. It was my age, and I know that. I felt it. You know what I mean? Like, intuitively. So I thought to myself, I don't want to keep doing that, right? Like, from that point, every job that I had applied for, I had gotten. But after that point, every job I applied for, I was turned down. It was just very hard to deal with. Like, I didn't understand it. But what it did is it got me into my own creative self. And I thought, all right, well, what can I do for myself then? And this is how this was born. That's kind of what I'm feeling. That's why I'm using myself as an example here. Again, this Knight is saying that this Pentacle that's coming in, and it will, is giving you a reason to celebrate. You kind of have to trust that. But let's go back a little bit here, because we have the Three of Pentacles. And let's take love off the board for a second, and let's just talk about your career or your Pentacles or your creativity. This Three of Pentacles talks about, you know, first of all, it says that you are the missing piece of the puzzle. This is about what you bring to the table. And this is also about other people appreciating it. I often feel this is moving you into soulmate type energy, like-minded type energy, where people get you, right? Seven of Wands, people aren't getting me. Like, I'm defending my actions. Here, I'm just trusting them. This person I feel in the Three of Pentacles is kind of lost in their work. They're lost within their creativity. It's interesting. For some reason, it's bringing up, you know, Sam and I watched a show last night. It's called Forged in Fire, where they make their own, they forge their own, like they have to make a sword from, you know, a time in history, something like that. It's a very, you know, creative type energy, and that is, and I'm bringing that up because that's what I feel like. It could be something, and listen, you may not even know that you can specialize in it, but I feel like there is something special about what you bring to the table, and it's moving you, because remember, this Knight of Pentacles, again, is bringing in this Pentacle. We know it for a fact, like we can trust this, right? Then it's giving you the ability to manifest. Three of Pentacles. This is about your individuality and trusting in that, right? So there's something within you individually that the rest of us will celebrate with you. We're getting a lot of 3s and 8s. Oh, and then, I'm sorry, I forgot this one. Unfortunately, this is the 8 of Swords. This is what they call a self-created prison. This is where I'm putting a wall around myself. Usually it's energetic, right? I'm not going to let anybody in. I'm not going to let anything in. You know, the problem in this energy is I think I'm protecting myself because I don't want to get hurt, right? I don't want to get hurt again. So I put these walls of protection around me, energetically, and that, I think that's what the Two of Swords is talking about at this, you know, at the same time. I don't like that it went from the 2 to now the 8, especially coming over the Ace of Cups. You know, there's only one person who can break down this wall, break down these barriers, and again, it's you. It's you. I feel like there's, I don't know, I feel like you have to, like, I feel like you don't trust yourself, or maybe you're just learning now to trust yourself. 8 and 8. 8 of Swords. Coming over this 5 of Cups. Listen, in this 5 of Cups, this is talking about someone of the past, you know, and maybe it's someone that you cut energetic ties with, and, you know, and listen, maybe you got hurt, right? You got hurt, and that's why these walls came up. And, you know, I feel like the biggest question is, how do I get past this? How do I get past the 2 of Swords and the 8 of Swords? I feel like the 8 of Pentacles is your answer. It lies within your creative house. That's why the Empress is also here. Remember, the Empress is constantly receiving epiphanies, and she puts them into action. But she, you know, the Empress is also about patience. There's a lot of energy about patience. And listen, it may be for your benefit, right? So you can work out any issues that, let's just say, that would shadow your blessings when they come in. So time isn't always a bad thing, right? Patience isn't a bad thing. It's to allow things to come back to balance. Okay. We're not going to end on that, that's for sure. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pick these up. And give me just 1 second, guys. Sorry. I want to look at these aces. And I want to look at the Empress. The Empress I know is you, male or female, doesn't matter. I want to remind you of the sun before I pick it up, right? The sun, complete illumination. There's nothing I need to fear when the sun comes out. You know, even within ourselves, it's like, you know, the sun is our friend, right? The sun warms us, but the sun also reveals not just others, you know, what others are doing, but also yourself, right? It's complete clarity. And it's, you know, it's allowing yourself, it's allowing your inner child to kind of roll the day, right? It's more of like a freedom type energy. Okay. All right, let's pick them all up. I want to clear my table a little bit. Matter of fact, let's choose a completely different deck. All right. So we have 2 aces of cups. The Empress. Well, actually, first ace came out this way. Actually, it was this way. Sorry, guys. Just want to get it right. So what I want to do is I kind of want to surround this energy. We're going to bring in the Gilded Tarot. Give it a couple shuffles. One more. Give him a cut. And let's go. The Hierophant. Card of Taurus. This is your belief system. A number 5. So it does want you to stop and look at it. Ask yourself. What do you ask yourself? Whose belief system am I carrying around? Am I living within my own truth, or am I living in someone else's truth? Do I trust that these aces can manifest for me, or do I just think they manifest for everyone else except for me? The Hierophant, your faith, trust on the Ace of Cups. Four of Swords, beautiful. This is healing. And I love that the Hierophant, the Hierophant is looking right over at that Four of Swords. I mean, hello, Divine. Divine is helping you heal. Not only that, but I love how the Four of Swords moves into the Empress, right? Because the Empress is someone who has had a lot of challenges in her life, but she's overcome them. That's probably what the Strength card was, right? The Empress has overcome them, or she is overcoming them. But in the Four of Swords, listen, it's based out of heartache, right? Like I've had these 3 swords that have pierced my heart. Now, that could be a repeating pattern. And if it is, you want to look at that. Because the 4th sword, she's lying upon. And that's your own truth. That's your own truth. Real truth. Right? Not make-believe, but real truth. The healing process. You know, that takes a moment. But ultimately, after that healing process, look at what emerges. The Empress. 2 of Wands. Wow. I have a feeling some of us are starting to move into some type of... Well, let's talk about the 2 of Wands. 2 Wands means that there's a new path opening up to you. In this path, in the Wands, which is perfect for you, fear is really not part of it, right? I feel like because the Empress is here with the 4 swords, it's like I've healed that part of myself. It doesn't mean fear doesn't raise its head every once in a while. You know, we are part, you know, we have dark and light within us. It's that balance again, right? But when it does raise its ugly head, I see it. I see it. Like, is there a reason for it? Is this just old energy? 2 of Wands. Let me add, right? This is about action. Coming over this Ace of Cups. Well, here's that Queen of Cups again. Coming under this Ace of Cups. Interesting. Certainly this could talk about, for some of you, a water sign, you know, that maybe at one time, or maybe even now, like that you loved, right? It's interesting because in the last spread, I felt a little, I don't know, it's either like she's taken a lot or she gave, or she, like, how do I say that? Like she's taken a lot of bullshit in her life or she's given a lot of bullshit in her life. It was one or the other. But here she comes out again. Listen, the Queen of Cups talks about relationships, love. The Queen of Cups wants someone special by her side. She doesn't need it. But this is where she, I don't know, her heart sings. Now, you don't have to, again, don't worry about whether you're a water sign or not. This is just the energy of. So I feel like this is saying that someone may be coming in who is ready for love. We have the 5 of Swords. Okay, 5 of Swords, again, 5, change. 4 swords above that, the healing period. What were we healing? Well, clearly there must have been some toxic energy around you. But listen, in the same breath, I want to say you learned a lot from this. You know, it's almost like, you know, I spent 20 years with a narcissist, and I finally got out of that, and now I'm helping other people understand, you know, like, you know, narcissistic type of energy and helping them to heal from that type of energy, whether it's within themselves or it's, you know, it was someone else. This is you being really real with yourself. You know, what's been toxic in my life? What's been holding me back? And listen, this can talk about other people, but it can also talk about your own thought system. Again, that 4 of Swords coming out over top of this, I feel like this is saying that you're giving yourself a chance for change. You're accepting this healing. And listen, you know, when you go through a healing period, it's not like I got like gloriously I'm healed. Sometimes you just got to keep moving. And as you do, the past just kind of like disintegrates. Like it doesn't hold that power that at one time it did. Oh, wrong deck. 2 5s. Well, hello. We have the 4 of Pentacles. Interesting. Listen, I feel like what this is saying, there's an opportunity for new love that's coming in. Again, this can be someone of yesteryear, or it could be someone brand new. But what I feel like it's saying here is, you know, how can I better guarantee myself that a relationship will work out? How can I better guarantee myself? It all starts with the foundation. The foundation, and the foundation that we build, right? And I have to say also, I feel like there's someone who, you know, it's almost like, you know, it's like I'm living with my family, and even though I love my family, like their energy feels toxic to me. Now, that doesn't have to mean that they're toxic people. It could just mean that their energy doesn't, or their energy kind of holds you back from who you're meant to be for whatever reason. Sometimes people don't like to see other people do well. You know why? Because it makes them feel a lack within themselves. Nonetheless, this is you clearing that. So anyways, if I'm starting something new, let's say a new love affair, what I want to do is I really want to think about the foundation. I don't want to rush it, right? I don't want to rush it. I want to take it, especially with the 2 of Wands, they're right above the Ace of Cups. It's like, you know, I'm going to take it step by step. We already had the 3 of Wands, so I feel like, you know, it's almost like a new day, like a new trust system has been opened for you. And the Hierophant is a very important part of that. Listen, you may not have started out with a strong foundation, but that doesn't mean that you can't start from the beginning and create that foundation now. Well, hello, 4 of Wands, the Marriage card. What can I say, right? And what I'm looking at is beside this Ace of Cups. So we're taking him on both sides of the Ace. This is the commitment card. It doesn't have to be marriage, but this is about 2 people who want to commit to each other. Listen, I feel like this is a long time coming. This has been a long time coming. Whether, again, this is someone of old or someone of new, this is talking about you and you being able to clear, first of all, any toxicity that's around you, whether it be in your own thought system or whether it be the people that I hang out with. You know, people I hang out with can certainly affect what I create and what I don't create. But this 4 of Wands really does talk about love. And it is a commitment to love. And I think that is why the Queen of Cups is here too, because she is the queen who would really appreciate that. Not that we all don't, you know what I mean? But, and she's mirrored by this 4 of Pentacles. So I feel like my foundation is everything in this 4, 4, 4. All right, let's look at the other side. The other Ace of Cups. If 1 wasn't enough, we'll give you 2. Justice. Interesting. The 5 of Pentacles. Okay. Wow. Interesting how I have this over here and this over here. I feel like over here I have the Ace of Cups, right? But then I have Justice. Now, again, can be a card of Libra, or it is a card of Libra. But it can talk about the cutting of ties, and this could talk about like a previous love, because remember, we have 2 aces over here. We're making a true commitment. We have our belief system intact. We have allowed ourselves to go through that healing period, and we've taken a close look at ourselves. We've become the Empress. We've become creative and loving and nurturing and strong. we give birth to our ideas, we want to manifest something. We're manifesting it really from the highest of energy. Now, it doesn't mean, like, well, wait a minute, Sandy, I don't feel like I have the highest of energy. The highest of intention, let's put it that way. So I feel like on this side, though, it's talking about a cutting of ties, and it feels like it may have been against your wishes. Five of Pentacles is kind of like that tower. It's something that's unexpected that happened that kind of made you feel like you were thrown out into the cold. Not an easy energy, not easy at all. However, in this Five of Pentacles, again, let's not forget we have the Seven of Pentacles. So I feel like all the experiences that I have were meant to be. Now, it doesn't mean I didn't create some through my own free will too, but I feel like we're talking above that, like spiritually what was really meant to happen, like the things that your soul really wanted to experience. And listen, if your soul came here to experience these even difficult situations, what it's saying is you ultimately, like the Empress doesn't allow life to harden her, right? She doesn't harden her heart because of what was. How can she do that? Well, she takes the time to understand each and every cycle, right? Not in a judgment way, but in a reflection of how can I become better? How can I, how can I not end up in, some of these shitty things that I've had before? How can I not receive these Five of Pentacles? Nothing is guaranteed in life, but when you're sitting in the Empress's energy, listen, if any kind of tower energies happen, you are much better equipped to deal with it. So again, it is interesting how I feel like we had a cut here, a cut of energy, but then over here, I feel like we have the highest of energy as it relates to love. Okay, I'm still not ready to go or ready to leave. So I want to go right across. Wow. Ten of Cups. Ten of Cups. House of Harmony. Sandy, can I really have that? Well, depends on your belief system. It depends if you allow yourself to heal the past, but also your truth, right? I'm willing to look at myself in my part. In my part. Now listen, what do I mean by that? Let's say that we were in a relationship that, listen, it just didn't turn out right. I may have loved that person, but that person hurt me over and over again. Is it talking about, first of all, it's the healing of that, but is it talking about taking that person back? Well, that, of course, is your free will, but I kind of don't think so. The healing. The Four of Wands, the marriage card, coming right next to the Ace, and now the Ten of Cups over that. Wow. This is the House of Harmony. This is a house of love, laughter. Doesn't mean there's no problems, right? But I'm better equipped to deal with them. Maybe I would quickly run before, and now I can stand and deal with it. Remember that Two of Swords? I'd rather run away than deal with it. This is dealing with it. This is beautiful potential. I don't know how else to put that. Then we have the Seven of Cups. What do I do? How do I trust it? It's interesting because I almost feel like there's two people coming back, and I feel one maybe hasn't had a whole lot of change, but I feel like there's another who has. Whether I've been with them or I haven't been with them. Seven of Cups, making a decision, right? Even in the midst of chaotic energy. I do not want to pull a cup like I've had before, Sandy. That's where your faith comes in. That's where your intuition comes in. Listen, anybody is coming in toward you with these Aces of Cups. You know, if you're in the Empress's energy, you know pretty quickly whether they're legit or not, right? Whether they're going to expand your world or they're going to deflate your world. You know it pretty quickly. Where our free will comes in is sometimes we just ignore that, right? Because we think like, but I love them. But maybe there's a love that you just haven't known yet. And in the same breath, we have the Page of Pentacles. Coming over this Ace of Cups, I feel like you've been on a path about learning about the Aces of Cups, about learning how to love, about learning what you should take, what you don't need to take, cutting ties with those who are toxic to your energy or stunt your growth, let's put it that way. You learned a lot. And you want to give yourself credit for that. I feel like also this is saying, you know, in the Seven of Cups, like let's say this ace is coming towards you. And let's say it does raise a little fear. Well, with the Page of Pentacles, you have a lot of wisdom you've gained from your life's path already. You know, I feel like the knowledge never shuts off. Like we're always learning. But I feel like this is saying, like, as these aces come towards you, this is about trusting your intuition, right? Trusting your intuition. Understanding that when your vibration is raised, anyone or anything that comes towards you that is not matching your vibration will drop away. Now, maybe I don't let it drop away. And that's where we start to get into the into the harder type energy. So the Empress is using her wisdom and her intuition to make her decisions. I'm still not ready to go. Four Cups. Okay. Four Cups. Four Cups means that I have a dream. I have a dream, but I'm not doing much about it. Four Cups says, use your spiritual discernment when it comes to making decisions about these cups. This is talking about being proactive in one's life. In the Four Cups, I'm not really being proactive, right? I have a dream. I have this cup that I'd like to bring to me, but I'm not doing a whole lot to allow that to happen. The High Priestess flipped itself over in the deck, in the upright. Your intuition. You know, like this is a lot of energy coming towards you guys, and it's a lot of higher type energy. But if I still have like if I still hold on to anger and jealousy and regret and all that, it's kind of putting a block before my intuition. Trust your intuition. And one last shuffle. One last shuffle. Page of Wands. Well, to me, the Page of Wands is like the Fool. And what I mean by that is, I often think of this page as someone who, listen, I've taken a lot of chances in life. Sometimes I fall. Sometimes it didn't work out. But I get back up, right? I get back up and I do what needs to be done. Page can talk about an earlier time. You know, like someone of the past, but can also be you, especially because we're doing Aries. Coming next to the High Priestess, I feel like this is saying to allow yourself to enjoy some of this energy that wants to reach you. Like take a chance on yourself. Trust in your intuition as it relates to love, as it relates to your creativity, as it relates to your job, you know, and what you're building. All right, I know I said one more, but I just realized I want to look at this too, because it's kind of going the Two of Wands, and I just want to see, tell me where that two is heading, though I kind of already know. I like when the cards just kind of, it's like they're just lifted out of the deck. Ace of Swords, Three Swords, and the Tower. Interesting. Some of you, I feel like this is talking about someone of your past who may be making a repeat appearance. I feel like this Tower would take us back to that Five of Pentacles. Again, it's almost like the Tower happened against my will. Now, you know, the Ace of Swords comes off first, though. So this could talk about communication that moves me forward on my path. But nonetheless, there's that Three of Swords in the Tower with it. Some of you, I do feel like you are, I don't want to say going back to a relationship, because I don't want you to go back. I want you to go forward. And that's what the Two of Wands is about, going forward, not back. Healing process has already happened, and that's why the two then opens up. So, does that mean that someone from our past has also healed? Is this communication that's coming in? One more shot. Ace of Wands. I guess that means yes. Yes. You know, to me, the Ace of Wands is inspired action. We have four aces just sitting right here. The Ace of Swords, Ace of Wands, and two Aces of Cups. And then we have the Chariot. Okay. Chariot is a card of Cancer, by the way. To me, though, you know, it's interesting because there's a lot of hard energy here, right? But there's also very beautiful energy here at the same time. So I feel like if this is someone from the past, if they've given you the Tower, you've given them the Tower, but there's definitely some, it feels like heartache. There may be communication, someone reaching out. The Chariot would tell me that there is balance within both of these people now, right? The masculine and the feminine. Also within yourself, right? Balance of light and the dark. It means I understand all parts of it as much as I can, right? At least I know where I've been off course. So I feel like this is kind of like a reward. And don't forget, again, the Knight of Pentacles is bringing you something to celebrate. I'm saying it, bringing it to you, but it's meeting you along your path. Because you know, you have to be proactive at the same time. You know, and what I mean is that, you know, well, I was going to say, you know, it's not like a miracle, but maybe it does feel like a miracle. So the Ace of Wands, inspired action, and then the Chariot is like your vehicle, right? With no limit. Like, how far can I go? As far as you want to go. Keeping balance in mind. Unlimited potential. Even after the heartache. Even after the pain. Now, I don't know. I feel two different people here. Like, I feel three things in your reading. Number one, I feel your creativity is everything. I feel like doing something that, listen, whether it's hard work or not, there's still a love for it. I feel like very, very great energy for you moving forward. Great energy. I feel like some of you are adding new avenues into something you already do. And again, it seems to be coming from your creativity. So I feel that. I feel like a reason to celebrate. And then I feel over here, I do feel like this is like really a great love. I mean, a great love. And the Hierophant above it, like, I almost got to trust that, right? 10 of Cups coming right over the Ace of Cups, right next to the Four of Wands. Two people who want to make a commitment. No one's begging anyone here, right? If I got to beg you to make a commitment to me, then no, I don't think I want you, right? I want you to want me or keep moving along. But then I also feel this energy of, I do feel like someone from the past. So I feel like we're looking at three different things. A new love. Again, I can already know this person, but maybe I start to fall in love with them. And then an old love. Now this love, I feel like, has caused heartache. But at the same time, have they evolved? I feel like they've had the opportunity. I can't guarantee you that, but your intuition can. Your intuition will tell you. So it's like love is coming to you from every angle. Your creativity seems to be on fire. I feel like you're going to be receiving a lot of epiphanies, how to even like, let's say you have your own business. I feel like more epiphanies are going to come to you to really help expand that. So I feel like, like your finances getting better, but I also feel a real sense of joy in what I do. I'm not going to say again that it doesn't take work, because it does take your work. Four of Cups, I'm not being active in my own life, right? I have dreams, but I'm not actively trying to manifest them. So I want to change that. I want to change that. Ultimately, it's like divine comes out and says, we provide this healing for you. And as we provide this healing for you, keep moving forward. Don't get stuck in the tower's energy. Sometimes the towers come because it's just not the right time. Right? Sometimes we're with someone and we're too young. We don't know enough, right? We do stupid things. And that sometimes turns out to be our regret later down the road. But this is about evolving from that point. So, I don't know. I just feel like the rest has to be left up to you. Judgment on the bottom of the deck. Your spiritual team. A call to attention. This is about a rebirth. And allowing yourself to have these, rebirth isn't just once. I don't get one rebirth during my life. You'll have many rebirths. And it's the allowing of it. Sometimes these towers, though they feel destructive, they can truly be our best friend. Sometimes things are forced upon us, right? Like we're forced to end something, but maybe that's exactly what needed to happen, right? Because maybe it just kept getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. So it needed to. But this isn't about that. This is about what can be, starting from this present moment. Ace of Cups, the 10 of Cups, the Four of Wands, the Empress, the Eight of Pentacles twice, the Chariot, unlimited energy, the Ace of Wands, inspired, the Ace of Swords, truth, your voice, someone else's voice, Judgment. Okay, I think I'm going to leave it there, because otherwise I'm just going to keep going on and on and on and on. But let's read Mother Mary real quick. Health. You know, listen, this energy over here, this could be what Mother Mary's talking about. Like, this is the healing over here. Also, there could be, you know, it could also be talking about family members. Okay, well, let's read. Health. This card comes to you as reassurance that your prayers about health and healing have reached heaven above. They may be answered differently than you expect, however, so it's important to stay alert and open to your intuitive feelings, which guide you to the action steps. Take them, even if they seem illogical or unrelated to your prayers. Mother Mary sends you and your loved ones her blessings. Like her, you can receive and transmit God's magnificent healing love. You may even feel called to conduct healing sessions professionally. And this card assures you that, your calling is fully supported by heaven. You know, it reminds me of I believe in God, right? I'm very spiritual. I don't know if I'd call myself religious, but I'm very spiritual. I believe in God. I believe in it all. I believe in energy, all of it. Where was I going with that? You know, and I know a lot of tarot readers will and I get comments like, oh, that's bad. Well, I'm not giving you predictions. I'm giving you potential. We have the potential really of living our dream world, but it doesn't mean it just falls in our lap, right? We have to be proactive. And what I'm just trying to say is, like the way I do tarot, I include God, I include Jesus, I include Mother Mary. You know what I mean? Like, I include our spirituality. So what I'm saying is I trust in what I'm doing. I haven't always had that trust because, there is that stigma that tarot is bad, if you're Catholic, that type of thing. But I have to disagree. I guess it depends. Like if you're saying like, absolutely, this will happen. Well, we cannot forget that you have free will. And your free will is going to determine a lot, right? So these aces can show, but then what you do with them will be up to you, right? Will you grow them? Will you allow them to take roots? Will you think about that foundation first and foremost, right? If I start with a strong foundation, very little can knock me off, right? Very little can knock me off that foundation. In all parts of our life, in relationships, but also just yourself. So, it's like your prayers are being answered. They may not be answered exactly how you expect, but in a way, it feels kind of exciting. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, okay, so, I have the Ace of Cups, the Four of Wands, the Marriage card, the Ten of Cups, with the Hierophant right above that. So, maybe I want this to be, Joe. But it's not Joe. It's Paul. You know what I mean? It's somebody completely different. Maybe I want it to be Cindy, but it's not Cindy. It's Dawn. That type of thing. All right, guys. I think I'm going to leave it there. Where are we at? Oh my gosh, we're over an hour. Wow, you guys, it's an hour and 20 minutes. Holy cow. You got a long reading this month. This may be one of those readings where you have to watch it a couple times to really get what it's saying. Or sometimes watching it later in the month, like as things start to open and develop, you may get like this inkling or a remembrance of the reading. Then go back and visit it because you'll see it in a different way, in a different light as I expand my horizons expand. I love you guys. This is a long one, and I'm sorry. I think maybe it might be a little too long, but you know, there's nothing I could leave out. Like, I feel like it's all meant to be here. So I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to tell you thank you. I love you. And I will see you next time at our table. Bye-bye.